right, let's hit the field.
All rise.
Just wanted to talk, that's all.
It is Wednesday, October 9th, and the Yankees were in Kansas City for the pivotal Game 3 of the American League Division Series. Clarke Schmidt on the mound, making his first ever playoff start, and Aaron Judge trying to get it going with the bat. My recap, your reactions coming up next. This is Pinstripe Territory.
Welcome to the New York City.
Pinstripe Territory.
Just when they thought I was out,
They pull me back in.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a big, big win for the New York Yankees. Big as they come. I made the switch tonight from Bob Costas and Ron Darling to John Sterling and Susan Waldman. Had to do it. I've got a few problems with the TBS broadcast, but perhaps my biggest complaint is that when they're showing stats on the screen, they abbreviate double as DBL instead of the traditional 2B. What is that? Anyway, Yankees now one win away from advancing to the American League Championship Series, and they have Gerrit Cole working on normal rest tomorrow. We'll talk more about that as they try and punch their ticket to the American League Championship Series. And should they make it to the ALCS, the prospects of a Subway Series become very, very real because the Mets punch their ticket to the NLCS tonight against the Philadelphia Phillies. We had a very, very tight game tonight. Jazz Chisholm getting booed like crazy. I was hoping that he would, back up some of that talk, but he went 0 for 4 tonight. We had better swings from Aaron Judge. He went 0 for 4, but he hit one 114 miles an hour off the bat. He took one to the warning track, but he also struck out with a half swing and a huge bat, which something tells me is all anybody's going to remember about his night tonight. Teacher Man, his hitting coach, apparently, he works with Kerry Carpenter, by the way, who hit a 3-run home run off of Clase the other day. And he flew into Kansas City, supposedly, to work with Aaron Judge before the game, and his swings were better. But chance to come out of it tomorrow night. He is now 1 for 11 in the series. We got a decent outing from Clarke Schmidt. He fell apart third time through the order. That seems to happen. Very tough night from Austin Wells. He was 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts. But the most important thing tonight is that Giancarlo Stanton, playoff Giancarlo, is back. Oh, yeah. Not only a double off the wall, but the man who runs slower than FDR actually stole second base tonight. First stolen base for him since the COVID season. And then in the top of the 8th, he had one of the biggest swings of the year, if not the biggest, a long home run over the Yankees bullpen in left field to give the Yankees a 3-2 lead, a lead which they would not relinquish. Big G just continues to be clutch. 3 hits tonight. He went 3 for 5 with a couple of ribbies and a run scored. He is hitting .308 in the series. Juan Soto continues to look a little bit iffy in right field. He whiffed on a line drive that was definitely catchable. It turned into a triple. I think Aaron Judge would have caught it if he was playing right field, but Soto couldn't run it down. The bullpen tonight was absolutely phenomenal. Whoops, wrong button there. But it was phenomenal. We had Clay Holmes throwing the ball well. Tommy Kahnle threw the ball well. And Weaver threw the ball extremely well. That's what I meant to hit. Dream Weaver, 1 2/3 innings to get the save. Clay Holmes and Tommy Kahnle both threw an inning and a third of scoreless baseball also.
he's got a lot of fucking balls.
Great outing from those guys. Let's talk a little bit about Clarke Schmidt. He had a very typical Clarke Schmidt performance today. Very, very good the first 2 trips through the order. A lot of swings and misses, but he turned into a pumpkin in the 5th inning. He had a very easy first inning, served up a double to Yuli Gurriel off the left field wall in the second, but then he got the next 2 hitters to strand him out there, so that was good that he could pitch out of a jam. I thought that was a big moment for him. He hit a batter in the 3rd inning, but got out of it with a 4-6-3 double play. Really nice turn on the double play from Gleyber Torres and Anthony Volpe. Volpe had a couple of nice plays tonight, but he also had one kind of odd play. Big shutdown inning in the 4th inning after the Yankees took the lead, but the wheels kind of fell off in the 5th inning, 3rd time through the order. That's pretty much who Clark Schmidt is. I mean, he'll dominate the first 2 trips through the order, but once you turn that lineup over a 3rd time, he seems to have trouble. Final line, 4 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. You have to rate this one as solid. You'd like him to go deeper into the game, but he kept the Yankees in the game, and they were able to get it done. But let's talk a little bit about Aaron Judge. He was going to be the story tonight, whether he did something or not. He absolutely smoked the baseball in his first at-bat after falling behind 0-2. Nice snag by Bobby Witt Jr. at shortstop. 114-mile-an-hour exit velocity on that one. In his second at-bat, he was out on his front foot a little bit, and he still got enough of it that he hit it to the left field warning track, but it kind of got knocked down by the wind, came up just short.
Oh, there goes gravity.
He flied out to medium center field in his third at-bat, but again, I felt like he just missed it. You could see from his body language that he was a little bit frustrated. He felt like he should have done more with it, and he kind of sagged his head a little bit. And then in the 7th, Soto walked in front of him with 2 outs and a tie game, and he struck out on a half swing that, I thought it was a check swing, but, the only guy who gets a vote on that is the first base umpire, and he didn't. So he rung him up, and then he walked in his final at-bat. Before we get to the Game 4 preview and the game breakdown, we got 1,100 people in here. So, 1, please subscribe. And 2, we got a few super chats that I want to go to. Leo Lapara says, Yankees might have to switch Soto with Judge. I don't think that they're going to do that in the lineup, because, Soto's going to take his walks no matter who's hitting behind him. So, what you would have is Judge walking or Soto walking, and then the pressure falls to Wells, which the pressure's been on Wells a lot anyway. Referee says Bob Costas hates the Yankees. What's interesting is I saw a lot of people saying that Bob Costas loves the Yankees because he seemed disappointed by by Giancarlo's double play the other day. Bob Costas actually delivered the eulogy for Mickey Mantle. He grew up watching Mickey Mantle. I think he grew up a Yankee fan. I don't know if 30 some odd years as a broadcaster, almost 40, makes him a little bit more neutral. I wasn't listening to Bob Costas tonight, so I have no idea what he said. But the fact that I had to turn him off should tell you something. I listened to John and Susan tonight, and they did great. Dee's channel says, I don't want the Mets to make it to the finale. We got to face the Padres/Dodgers. That would feed families. I honestly want to see the Subway Series. It's been 24 years since the last Subway Series, and I wasn't living in New York at the time. I was in college in Wilmington, North Carolina. So, actually, no, I was in high school at that time. I was in North Carolina, but I was in high school, and I didn't get a chance to go to any of those games. I wish I could have, but I think that would be awesome for the city. Mark Peterson says, how many KC fans are talking about how bad Bobby Witt is? He's an MVP candidate. That's baseball, Susan. Yeah, the 2 MVP candidates in this series, Judge and Witt, are combined like 2 for 20-something. Baseball is difficult, man. And when you get to the playoffs, these pitchers will exploit your weaknesses, and that's exactly who we're seeing. John Kirk says, who was worse tonight, Bob Costas or the home plate umpire? Home plate umpire had a bad night, too. Xavier Ramos says, it's time to move Austin Wells out of the cleanup spot. He had a tough night, but he has had some good at-bats earlier in the series, and we're facing a righty tomorrow who he had some good swings at. So I think he's going to be back in there tomorrow, back in the cleanup spot. But tough night for sure. 0 for 5, 3 strikeouts, hitting 167 in the series. But with playoff Stanton swinging the bat the way he is, hitting behind him, maybe he'll get some better pitches to hit tomorrow. Jeffrey Cole says Judge is struggling, but Bobby Witt is crap too. Tell us how you really feel. And CM says, has anyone else noticed that the balls that they've been using in the playoffs the last few years haven't jumped like the ones they used during the regular season? I think that could be a product of the weather too. It's colder. Guys are throwing harder. It certainly seems to be flying, around the rest of the league. Fernando Tatis Jr. not having any trouble with it out there in San Diego and LA. So Game 4 tomorrow night. And you have to think that the Yankees have the advantage. Not only do they have the momentum and they showed that they can win in KC with a hostile crowd, But you got Gerrit Cole coming back on regular rest, right? I don't know how I'm feeling about Gerrit Cole because last time out he was not very sharp. And last time out, the Kansas City Royals hit him kind of hard, and they knocked him out after, I believe, 5 innings. So, and it was a lot of hard-hit balls. However, he was not on his usual routine. He had a lot of extra rest. I think he hadn't pitched in like 8 or 9 days. This time he's on his regular rest, and he's got his regular routine, and you have to think that he's going to have the adrenaline of an elimination game. I'm looking for a big start from Gerrit Cole tomorrow. Michael Wacha completely owns Aaron Judge. So quite frankly, the Yankees need to not put their eggs in the Aaron Judge basket tomorrow. We got to get hits from Soto, who swung the bat well against Wacha the other day. We got to get something out of maybe, Volpe or Gleyber Torres. Verdugo swung the bat against him. So, maybe they'll put Dominguez in there tomorrow. I doubt it. But you might see Dominguez in the ALCS if the Yankees make it. But let's go ahead and get to the breakdown of the game here.
All right, let's go. Let's get it going.
Again, 1,337 in the chat. Reminder to go ahead and like and subscribe. Let's get to 700-800 likes. Let's get to, 20, 30, 40, 50 new subscribers. We're here after every single game, part of the Foul Territory Network. Both teams took one to the warning track in the first inning. Soto to straightaway center field. I thought that ball was going. And then Bobby Witt to right field, but both came up just short. In the top of the third, Volpe grounded out to short. It was a high throw, and it looked to me like Volpe might have beat it out. The Yankees elected not to challenge, and later in the inning, they did challenge. It was a Gleyber Torres pop-up down the right field line. Clearly landed on the chalk. I mean, you could see the chalk pop up. Now, does chalk pop up when a ball lands an inch or a half inch next to the chalk line? Probably. But that was a lot of chalk. And it got ruled foul, and the Yankees elected to challenge, and they lost. But I definitely saw chalk, and I know you did too. Torres and Volpe turned a nice 4-6-3 double play in the bottom of the third inning. Long throw from Gleyber Torres because he kind of had to go to his left. And then a nice strong return throw from Anthony Volpe to get the double play. Top four, Soto walked and came around to score on a big double off the left field wall by Giancarlo Stanton, who had a huge night. Man, I am so pumped. We might go a little bit longer tonight because I am pumped. I am wired. Nice shutdown inning from Clark Schmidt in the fourth. We talk about that all the time. How important it is after your team scores to go back out there and put up a 0 and get your offense back on the field. And he did that. Not that the Yankees offense did a ton in the next inning, but they did score another run. Anthony Volpe smoked a laser beam up the middle for a base hit, and then Oswaldo Cabrera walked. He had 3 walks tonight. Rare sacrifice bunt from Alex Verdugo. He popped one up foul. The Yankees are not good at bunting. I mean, they always drop the bat head, and it always gets popped up. But he ended up getting it down on the second attempt. Gleyber worked another very good at bat to load the bases for Juan Soto with 1 out. And then Soto hit a sac fly to make it 2-0. Bottom 5, Royals tied it up with a single, a double, and a triple. The triple was a line drive to right field that had an expected batting average of 460, so it's not a gimme play, but that means it gets caught about half the time. More than half the time, about 54% of the time. I thought he should have made that play personally, but he dove for it, he missed it, and I think Judge catches that ball standing up in right field. If that's where he should be playing, honestly. But he wouldn't, if he was playing right field, he probably wouldn't have caught that ball in center the other night, But anyway, top 6, Giancarlo singled, and just because it bears repeating, he stole second base. First stolen base in 4 years. I thought for sure I was going to look out the window and see the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. I thought that was like a sign of end times, or maybe Halley's Comet. Unbelievable. And then top 7, big situation for Judge. Juan Soto walked with 2 outs. Judge struck out on a half swing. Top 8, Giancarlo Stanton with the boomstick.
Giancarlo Stanton rips one. Nice Stantonian blast. Giancarlo Stanton hits it out.
Biggest swing of the season for him. Biggest swing of the year. That put the Yankees out front, and it was the end of the scoring. Bottom 8, Tommy Kahnle got the first out. They went to Luke Weaver. Fantastic diving catch from Volpe to take away what would have been a very big hit. Salvador Perez and Bobby Witt both had hits in that inning off of Weaver, but he got Yuli Gurriel to pop out to center field to end the inning. Gurriel kind of took his problems out to the field, I thought. He dropped an easy throw from second base on a ground ball from Juan Soto in the ninth, but nothing came of it. And then bottom 9, the Dreamweaver shut it down, and the Yankees take Game 3, and they lead the series 2-1. Finlage says, biggest swing of the season, period. I have to agree with you. There's been some big ones. You had the Judge grand slam against Boston. Soto had a couple of big swings. I mean, you can't just discount everything during the regular season, but definitely the biggest swing of the postseason so far. And because of these are the most important games, by default, it's the biggest swing, I'm sure. But let's see here. Scott Braun says, gonna riff for a second. Old school executive prevent the best talent from hosting content. YouTube lets the best prevail. Saying I'm a star. I appreciate that, Scott. You're the best. I'm so jealous of Scott. Guys, if you don't watch Foul Territory, you're missing out. Scott is just an incredible baseball analyst, and Kratz and AJ doing a great job in the Phillies Mets series. I can't wait to hear what they have to say about that tomorrow. But I think we should hand out the belt, and I think there's very, very little doubt who gets the belt tonight, and that is Mr. Giancarlo Stanton. Big G! G-Unit! That was a bad G-Unit. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. Big night for Giancarlo Stanton. Look, if playoff Stanton has arrived, the same guy who was here, in 2020 and had that big grand slam against the Guardians a couple of years ago, if we're getting that Giancarlo for at least a few games, I mean, sky's the limit. Because he can control the game by himself when he's swinging the bat well. And the stolen base tonight, again, deserves a little recognition. I just realized that I forgot to run our ad for tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and run a quick ad from our friend Alana Rizzo. This is a Vuori ad. It's a clothing line. And then after that, we'll get to final thoughts, and I'll go over for about 10 minutes, and we'll riff a little bit about the postseason around MLB. We'll take a look at some of the other box scores to see what's happening in the Padres-Dodgers game. I'm anxious to check on that myself. So quick word from Alana, and then back with your comment.
Hey FT fam, it's Alana Rizzo. I can't stop talking about Vuori. Vuori is perfect if you are sick and tired of traditional old workout gear. I wear Vuori in all settings, not just in the gym, because honestly, it's comfier than whatever you're currently wearing. No joke. I'm wearing Vuori daily leggings right now. They're high-waisted with the drawstring and cupped ankles. They look good and they feel great. You're gonna love them. Vuori is an investment in your happiness. For our listeners, they are offering 20% off your first purchase. Get yourself some of the most comfortable and versatile clothing on the planet at vuori.com/foul. That's VUORI.com/foul. Not only will you receive 20% off your first purchase, but enjoy free shipping on any U.S. orders over $75 and free returns. Go to vuori.com/foul and discover the versatility of Vuori clothing.
That ball is high.
All right. Thanks for sticking around. D's channel says, let's win tomorrow's game. I hope Cole has it. We need Cole to shove tomorrow. We need Garrett Cole to be the ace tomorrow. I said it before his start against the Orioles. I don't want to see the wine connoisseur from California. I want to see the assassin. I want to see the John Wick of pitching. I want this guy to come out breathing fire and crapping thunder tomorrow. Take a look at what's going on around Major League Baseball. The Dodgers leading the Padres 5-0. Let's dip into the box score real quick. By the way, if you guys don't look at Baseball Theater, it's awesome. It's got all the stats, all the highlights with no ads. It's the best. Dylan Cease, big offseason acquisition. He got rocked again tonight. He's got a 14.40 ERA for the Padres. But I still think the Padres are going to win that series. I still think they're going to win it. Ohtani 1 for 2. I saw they had Ohtani ads behind home plate at Kauffman Stadium tonight. And Betts looks like he's finally off the schneid. He was 2 for 3 tonight with a home run. He's got 2 home runs on the postseason now. And the Mets punched their ticket tonight. They have got the juju. They are on fire, and they are a legitimate World Series contender. Lindor with a grand slam tonight, 2 for 5. Quintana dealing 1 run, but it was not earned. And they got a pretty decent start out of Suarez. He did walk 4 guys. He pitched out of a jam early in that game. I thought he was going to get pulled after the second inning, but it was Hoffman out of the bullpen that kind of served it up. He allowed a walk and a hit, and I think it was Estevez who gave up the home run. So Mets punched their ticket. And then as we scooch back, Guardians lost to the Tigers. Tigers are scary. They are leading that series 2-1. So you might see a Yankees-Tigers ALCS. Last time that happened was 2012, I believe. That was the series that Derek Jeter broke his ankle. So, hopefully a little better luck this time. Anyway, you got to be feeling great about tonight's win. And as Scott mentions, if you're into just baseball content, you love these kind of post-game shows, there is going to be a Dodgers Territory post-game show tonight with Alana Rizzo and Clint Pasillas. Clint Pasillas is a pisser. That guy is funny. He makes me laugh. But anyway, Howie Shapiro says that Judge wakes up tomorrow. I got to say, I thought he was going to wake up tonight. He got close. He drilled one right at shortstop. He hit one to the warning track in left field. Good swings, but came up just a little bit short. I strongly believe that it's just a matter of time. Erik Kratz was on here the other day, and he said the longer this goes, the closer Judge is going to get. He's got his hitting coach there with him in Kansas City now. If I'm Judge, I'm hitting after the game. I don't know if they let you stick around in an opposing ballpark and hit after the game, but I'd be hitting tonight if I could. Find a high school park somewhere and, pay the janitor to flip on the lights and take some BP if you have to. We need Judge tomorrow. We need Garrett Cole, and Garrett Cole has got to get that superior potassium tomorrow. He's got to be pounding them bananas. But it's going to be a stressful day. The Yankees don't play until 8 p.m. tomorrow night. Weird schedule tomorrow. You got Guardians Tigers at 6, and then the Yankees Royals overlapping. 2 AL games overlapping each other. Yankees will be on at 8. So it's Garrett Cole versus Michael Wacha, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. I feel like Garrett Cole's going to show up tomorrow. Dirk Diggler says, everyone apologize to Clay Holmes. We have to give credit where credit's due, man. Clay Holmes has been phenomenal. He has been phenomenal. And what did we say all year long? Phenomenal relief pitcher, not a closer because of the contact. And today, I was worried because they brought him in with runners on base, and I was thinking, or at least it was one runner on base, and I was thinking, oh man, not the spot for Clay Holmes, but he got out of it, and then he threw another great inning. So we have to give credit where credit is due to Clay Holmes. So, big night for the Yankees bullpen, big night for the Yankees in general. Reminder to everyone to like and subscribe. We got over 1,200 in the chat right now. We're here after every Yankees game all season long. Occasionally you'll have guys pop in like Buster Olney or Jack Curry or Scott Braun or Erik Kratz or AJ Przinsky or Todd Frazier, all of whom have been on this channel. And we're going to continue to get big names. We're going to continue to get people that you know and love from around baseball as this channel grows. And we are going above and beyond, baby. We are soaring. So especially if we have a Subway series this year, I expect this channel to explode. So I appreciate everybody who's been here after every post game. I've seen a ton of names in the chat that are here after every night. I appreciate you guys so much. Everybody who dropped super chats tonight, we've got like 12 of them. Zuzi Boy says, I felt like we were playing the umpires and the Royals. And then, let's see here. Shane Johnson says, feels like we'll be lucky to advance with no playoff bats once again, but I'll take it. Thank you, Playoff Money, Big G Man. Need Cole to dominate. Shane Johnson, appreciate it. Appreciate everybody who chimed in. And we'll see you tomorrow. Voicemail show in the morning. Call in 718-899-1068, and then we'll be live after the post game. So I will see you then. Once again, New York Yankees win, and they lead the series 2-1. I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and give us a subscribe. It helps other Yankees fans find the channel. We're also on all your favorite podcast platforms and social media. Join the community, have some fun. We're here after every game. This is Pinstripe Territory.